Happy Thursday, folks.
Another Thursday night in paradise.
Axay Shah.
Thursday.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Dude, it's awesome to have you. I was just talking to Tom a minute ago about, he's like, is this the raw guy? And I was like, yeah, I'm interested because here's the funny thing. People have been talking to us about raw for years, and I have never really sat down with like a true raw person and just shot the shit and asked him a bunch of dumb questions. Like but it's so weird because raw is not like a new thing. So you think somebody in our line of work would maybe have had
across
that
one or two people that are advocating for it. Yeah.
So welcome. Thanks for coming by. I can't wait to talk to you a little bit about this.
Thank you. It's nice to be with you,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where are you at geographically?
I am in Los Angeles.
Oh, right.
Wow. Okay.
Seems like a good place to be a raw guy.
Oh, yeah. No.
Not really?
Really? I would feel like
I don't
everybody
think
in LA.
any place in this world is a good place for a raw guy. It is good for me, but not for other people.
Really?
Other people have tons of questions, and they think that I'm an alien. I'm coming from another planet.
So is it just because they don't understand kind of your philosophy here, or is it what seems to be the biggest holdup for them?
So biggest thing is yes, it's like how can you eat raw? It's like they think that raw is a poison. Raw will kill you. Raw is not good for health. Raw is all kind of myths they have in their mind, and it's their education, the culture, everybody. I'm talking right, to all different culture, and everybody have like what? How can you eat raw? And that is the main question. And then if any party I go, anything, I can talk to them, doctors, nutritionists, and all those people, and they are amazed. They say, "Wow, your records are good. Your all the blood report and everything is so good, and you are doing for so long." So yeah, they have kind of surprise.
How long have you been raw?
16 plus years.
16
plus years. And were you doing marathons before, or did that come with the movement?
It came coincidentally, started at the almost same time, 2009. And yes, I'm doing marathon with the raw. And in fact, after 2 days, I'm going to run my 8th marathon.
Wow, that's great,
Sunday.
man. That's
cool.
great.
Sunday,
So
yes.
what was, because then it sounds like there was some catalyst. There was something that triggered in 2009. That kind of was there a bunch of research beforehand? Was it just like, hey, I got to get healthy? What made you switch?
Short answer, craziness.
Okay, we respect that.
Yeah. No arguments here, man. Yeah. I started a podcast for the same reason.
So I didn't have any medical condition. I was not obese. I had no diabetes, no blood pressure, no nothing. Everything was nice and cool. Only thing was like at age 50, I was not feeling that much energy what I had at 30 and 40. So I did even raw when I was 15-year-old. I was rebellious. I wanted to try everything what nobody tried. So when I was 15 in Mumbai, India, I tried 1 month nothing but salad, whole month, 24/7, 365.
Salad,
those
huh?
30 days salad only. And one month I ate nothing but mung beans.
Okay.
Wow.
So that gave me discipline and courage to try different things. So
a whole month of mung beans. Jesus, that sounds terrible.
Say it
I'm
again.
not gonna lie. A whole month of mung beans? That sounds terrible.
Yes, you require a lot of willpower, because
no shit.
now you cannot touch anything what you like, and that gave me the foundation.
Sure.
So fast forward 2009, I was party, my mother's birthday party, and we were celebrating her birthday party. And just casually I said, hey, you know what? It was 5th of December. So I just said, from 1st of January, I would like to go for a raw food. So my
The dry
brother-in-law says,
January with food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, what is in 1st January? Today is your mother's birthday. You already ate. Uh, so that
Hmm.
hit me here. He said, yeah, you know what? What is in 1st January? So from 6th of December, I started raw food. I was not knowing at that point how far I'm going to go. Whether 1 month, whether 1 week, whether 3 months, I was not knowing anything. I just started out of curiosity and experimentation. But I started feeling better,
Hmm.
more energy, that's what I wanted, and more freedom. Yeah.
How long did it take before the energy hit? Because I'm assuming there's, especially when we're talking raw, there's a lot of very fibrous plants that you're eating, and that's going to cause a little bit of change in the gut. So, how long until you kind of felt good with it?
So it requires, I think, at least 3 weeks to see a
Okay.
substantial change. Otherwise, you can see it within 3 days, but that is not, you cannot quantify, you cannot notice that
Hmm.
there is a change. But yeah, it is to get to see this. Okay, now really something is happening to my body. I think at least 3 weeks is required.
Okay.
So like, it seems like you kind of started it just out of a curiosity project, but like, you seem like a smart guy. Did you do any sort of research into like the mechanics of it? Because I mean, it's just like being vegan, right? Like you can do it, but it takes a lot more planning than not being a vegan.
Yeah, I
You know
think
what I mean?
that's the
Like it's
biggest,
like,
honestly, for me, I think that would be the biggest frustration is like, oh, I gotta prepare to do this, you know?
yeah, like you don't just
So
wake up in the morning and eat raw all day. Like, you got to plan this out a little bit. You got to map your life in a way, right? To
Hmm.
support
not
that.
really, tell you the truth, in whole my life, and nothing planned. Everything I do
Yeah.
on spur of a moment.
You're
I,
Everything.
sounding more and more like us every
yeah,
moment,
like
by the way.
I like the cut of your jib, dude. Yeah, this is great. I love that, but at the same time, look, man, when I do these experiments, I kind of go into it eyes wide open about what I got to
Hmm.
do to make sure that I'm
You have the
not.
research and you have
Yeah,
everything
So
prepared to
no,
go.
I thought about it, and
Hmm.
what I saw, human is the species, intelligent species, is the only species I see in the nature is struggling for the health
Hmm.
sure.
everywhere, whole world. In nature, if you see, human is the only species eating cooked food. No other animal eating cooked food. Now, I just observed nature, and I see that, okay, all other animals are so healthy. They don't have to go to school and learn what to eat, or they don't have to ask doctor what to eat, or
Hmm.
nutritionist or parent or anything. They are hardwired. They have intelligence, and we as a human, we don't have that intelligence. Or we screwed up. We had it once, but it is we screwed it up due to our evolution. So, but I was just thinking that there has to be some better way, and so raw food was the foundation
Hmm.
for our body. The way we the nature designed us. I saw that, and I was convinced that the raw food is the one can give us the better health. Now, I was not knowing anybody who started doing raw food, or I didn't follow any guru or anybody, or I didn't even read anything, any book or anything. But as I said, for curiosity and my common sense, I thought, let me try raw food. Let's see what happens.
Hmm.
And that experimentation gave me the new life.
But let me deep dig a little bit on, you said something about, we're the only species that eats cooked food. That I'm pretty sure that is right. It sounds right. I'm not fact checking you right now, but it feels like that's the right answer. But I guess my question is, and again, I'm not saying this to gotcha or call you out on anything. I'm genuinely curious. Like, is that one of those like correlation causation things where it's like just because it is true doesn't necessarily impact the bottom line? Like, in other words, like, does it make us materially less healthy simply because we cook food? I mean, if I wanted to look into this pretty hardcore, I mean, not even hardcore, you barely have to look into it at all. If you have any animal protein and you're interested in building muscle mass, this is a shortcut, right? Like, I don't think there's enough vegetables on the planet to bulk you up like eating a ribeye. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm throwing it out there because I don't know. I'm actually curious your take on it. But so I don't know that cooking necessarily, I don't know, made us worse. I don't know.
No, so yeah, most of people don't know, and I can say, I can give you some my 2 cents,
Sure.
but it's not necessary. I'm not trying to say that I'm right and other people are wrong.
Oh no, I'm not.
Yeah, and I
at
don't
all.
think
Yeah.
we're swinging at you here either.
Yeah, no, well, what I'm saying is, like, I think that you've probably gotten these kind of questions a million times. It feels like,
Oh yeah,
it feels like a natural question.
I don't think we would be able to ask you something you probably haven't had.
Yeah, I don't think
had to deal with before.
Now this is in 16 years I came across many.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Easy question, hard question. No, to answer your question, it's like, yes, raw food is not meant for human. But because of the raw food, we evolved. So just let me start. Between us and chimpanzee, only 4% DNA difference. 96% we are same.
Right.
Now we started, let's say, 500,000 year back. We started eating and started, using fire. Before that, there was no fire. 500,000 years, and this is again plus minus you 100,000, 200.
We're not getting an abacus out on you.
Believe me, we've been trying to follow the anthropology trail there for a while.
Yeah. No, we're cool.
So here, what science says, 500,000 year back, we started using fire. Now, before that, there was no fire, but there was human. Now, our human, the body and everything is still the same. Little we evolved. So why we evolved and what happened is like, to survive, we started consuming cooked food. And cooked food at that time, it was a boon, it was a blessing. Why? Because there was scarcity of food. You eat right now and you don't know when is your next meal going to be, whether in 24 hours, whether 36 hours or 48 hours.
Right.
So that time, to conserve the energy within your body to survive, cooked food was blessing. Forward 2025-26, now every house have a refrigerator full of food. There is no scarcity of food. Now what was blessing at that time is a curse. People are eating without any understanding what to eat, what not to eat, and just because in front of you, or because you are in some party, or because somebody told you to eat and you are just eating. So this is something which we lost, the hardware intelligence. If you see this in nature, even newborn calf knows what to eat, knows what not to eat. Even I feed my turtle, they don't eat. Even if you give to your dog or cat certain thing, they come, they smell, and if it is not for them, they walk away. What happened to us? Why we cannot do that? What happened to our hardware intelligence? And I understand, after starting this, I did some research, and I'm seeing this, because of our evolution, we survived because we ate everything. Otherwise, we would have also been wiped out like a dinosaur. So our human species survived because eating everything, whatever come across, okay, just to survive, eat. And that gave us at that point is advantageous. We were in benefit eating everything, but that doesn't mean that our body is designed to eat everything. And people say, why plant based, why not animal based? And I can tell you that we as a human are designed by nature vegetarian animal. And there is a very, very distinct difference, distinct characteristics. If you see in nature, anywhere, all vegetarian animal are drinking with the lips. You see anywhere, whether it's a giraffe or whether it's a cow or elephant, all drinking with lips. We as a human, we drink with the lips. All non-vegetarian animal, they drink with their tongue.
All known
And this
carnivore animals.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
There
hold
are
on a
some
second.
exceptions.
Yeah. Okay.
There are a couple of exceptions, but if we see exception, we cannot. There is some animal which eat both, and they do both. They drink with the tongue and they drink with lips also. But those are except. We are right now discussing about the rule, not the exception. Maybe out of 1,000, maybe two species are not doing that. Keep them. We can discuss that differently, because of their body is different. Now, if we consider this is the one characteristics. Second characteristic, and so we are drinking with the water. So this is common with the vegetarian animal in the nature. Second characteristics is whatever the height of the animal. If they are vegetarian animal, their intestine is 6 times longer than their height. So if cow is a 6 feet, their intestine is 36 feet. If a human is a 5 feet, his intestine is 30 feet.
Okay.
Now opposite to that, if non-vegetarian animal, their intestine is only 3 times larger than their height. If your cat is 1 feet, the intestine is only 3 feet. If a tiger is 5 feet, the intestine is only 15 feet. Now,
I've
this
never
is
heard
science.
that before.
Yes. So yeah. So now this is the biggest characteristics. We have 6 times larger than our height. As a human species, we as a human have 6 times larger than our height. Now, these two characteristics is the distinct, characteristics we can understand easily. You don't have to have PhD in science or anything, but this is something, easily to understand. Then, canine teeth and all those stuff is there still, but it's not that big deal. Because of these two big characteristics, I see this way, humans are designed to be vegetarian animal.
It's funny. I've never heard that intestine thing, and I just did a quick perplexity because I was just curious, and I'm very shocked to hear that you're right on this one, because I was like, "There's no way that's accurate. Like, there's no way." Like, it is fun. I that's an awesome. I've never heard that before ever. First of all, that's like, I just wasn't expecting that to be true. That's all.
So there are so many things which is people don't know. Even when I talk to doctor. So doctor says, I don't know.
So let me ask you something though, like that, when, you've been, and it's not just you, I think a lot of the raw people that I've heard online and stuff kind of have similar talk tracks. And I think one of the questions I've always had was, you guys kind of like frame this up as an either or situation, but humans are omnivores, not carnivores or vegetarian or herbivores, right? So I would think that a lot of these contrasts, and intestine length was not one of them, but like, I know the incisors, we've heard that one a lot, canines and stuff. I would think our omnivore status would put us in sort of a anthropological middle ground, if it were.
Yeah, and even the water drinking thing, I would say, you know, we're probably one of the few that actually uses tools to drink water. You know, not that there
No,
aren't
no,
some
that
intelligent animals. So, like, you know, why would we lick it even if we had the ability to?
so it is not ability, or it is not about the habit or practice. This is the design.
Right,
This
right. Yeah,
is
you're
the
just talking
normal
about from a
design,
sheer structure standpoint. These
right?
types of animals do or behave like this, and these behave a different way.
Yeah, and I agree. I used to eat meat.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh
I
no, believe
eat
me,
meat.
we're not swinging at you. We're just
No, no.
asking.
So
No, you know what? I'm
so
curious
I,
because I feel like a lot of people in Raw, you definitely are the opposite of everything I'm about to say here so far, but I've read about you before, so I kind of knew that going into this. But a lot of the Raw people tend to be preachy douchebags who are like talking about how much better they are than the rest of the world because they're
no,
eating raw. And
Yeah,
that,
I'm
yeah.
opposite. My wife is an excellent cook. I help her to cook when we have party. In my
Uh,
house, whenever
oh,
party,
I
I
got a
feed
great
people.
question now.
yeah,
Now that you mentioned your wife, I want to talk about what does your wife think about this?
yeah.
No, she's cool. She understand this is what I'm doing, and I give her space. You know, whatever
Hmm.
you want to do it.
You mean
You
her
know,
space to eat a
this
ribeye?
is
Is that what you're
No.
saying?
no. I mean, it's like everybody, my kids, my family members. I don't push anybody. Here again, my goal is, first of all, if I am getting benefit. Let's say you go to work.
Hmm.
You go to work to make money. And if you see that, okay, there is the opportunity to make more money, you go there, right?
Right,
Yeah,
That is,
yeah.
that's very, so whatever I was eating, I was survived. It was not till 50 years, it was okay.
Yeah.
But now I'm making more money.
Yeah.
How? By making more energy. How? By eating raw food. I just switched it, and now it gives me opportunity to make my life much better. No doctors, no medication, fully, healthy, 66-year-old, going to
You're
run my
66?
marathon. 66.
I'm not gonna
When
lie,
I go
bro. You look
out,
fucking great. Like, I mean,
that,
yeah.
that's what I'm
Man,
saying.
66.
Girls-
Holy
Yeah, that might be
humans.
the biggest selling point right there,
I think
honestly.
if I look as good as you,
You
when
look
I'm
very young, yeah.
55, I'll be excited. Like,
I'm going out, and most of the people, if they don't know, they put me around 50, 55.
I
Hmm.
I would have put
Yeah,
you
I
at
would say
55.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
66, no fucking way. Yeah,
I'm
zero
60,
chance.
and no, within 1 month, I'm going to be 67.
yeah.
Jeez,
Wow.
Christ.
So the thing is not on, forget about age and looking and all those stuff.
Hmm.
The biggest winning point here, I got my freedom. I don't have to worry about cook food. Now, when cook food people ate, or when I was eating, what problem I had, I know that, and I can count that problem, and I can give you scientific reason. And because of that, I put my blood work on the website for last 21 years.
Hmm.
So there is, yeah, I
Put your
said,
money where your mouth. Yeah, put your blood test where your mouth
Well,
is.
you know,
kind
at
of
least
thing,
you're giving proof that this is working for you.
exactly.
Yeah.
So because nobody is going to believe, and everybody wants to talk something, this, that, and all fluffy talk, there is, who knows what is behind it. So and I knew that nobody is going to accept what I say. So I don't want to say anything. I just want to, okay, this is what I am doing. This is what my benefit is. This is what my advantage, this is what I am getting. I'm telling that this is what I'm doing. If you want to do it, is your life, do it. If you don't want to do it, still your life, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
No,
not selling banana, I'm not selling apple, I'm not selling anything.
Hmm.
right,
You
right.
don't have to buy anything from me. I'm not selling anything. I don't need any money, fame, popularity. Just I'm telling you that I got advantage of doing this. And if you put your rational mind behind it, that okay, if this guy is doing, maybe there is something, let me try. And you try, and you see the result. And result is going to be profound, it is going to be so strong. And I can tell you that, and I can count, once you start asking me question about cooked food, I will tell you what is the issue with the cooked food.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's get into that a little bit. But when 16 years, no cooked food, not one time, or do you slip up every now and again because you have to? You're somewhere, you're starving
You
to
know
death.
what?
And
A lot of people, they
I'm
hey,
just curious. I'm not going to
today's
tell.
your birthday. Eat this. In beginning, they were trying. My family members.
No, I'm not
today's your
trying to goat
anniversary.
you. I'm not saying to goat you. I'm saying like you skip breakfast, you skip lunch, you were busy, it's dinner time, you're at a party, only thing is all cooked. Like, I mean, never, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying people are like, hey, eat it. Everyone's eating meat. It's all, you know, like, no, not that.
Not only, no, but now people knows. So they ask me in advance, hey, Akshay, if they invite me for their party, they know my
Right,
family
they've got
member,
an
everybody
Akshay
knows.
corner over here. Like, here's
So yeah, even let's say I went to my dentist 40th birthday, and they had everything, non-veg, vegetarian food, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But they made sure that I get my food something there. So there was enough vegetarian salad and all those raw food was there, and I ate. And even let's say if some place, if I don't get food, I don't mind, because
you're just
I
like,
can
"I'll
stay
skip it."
hungry without eating food for 15 hours.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good question here too. Did you find that when you switched, were you eating more because it's harder to break this down? Were you eating less? Did you find yourself less hungry?
So I was eating like a pig.
Okay.
Literally, it's like my quantity of my food was so much, so big, and I was not big. I had the same height, same body, weight, everything in 16 years is same. So let's say, just give you example, when I used to go out with my kids, let's say if I order a foot long Subway sandwich, so I eat that foot long. Then if the kids didn't eat anything, I eat that, gobble that also.
Yeah.
So nothing goes waste.
I'm not
And
saying
so,
I've done any of those things.
Yeah, the number of chicken nuggets I've had just because they were left.
Right. So we all do that, right? So I used to do that, and I was eating a lot of food. After switching to raw food, not initially, okay, after 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, the quantity of the food started going down and down. Now, I have to fight with my wife, because if my wife makes the food for me, dinner for me, she makes too much and I cannot eat. So I said, don't make food for me. I will make my dinner myself, because every day I don't want to keep it aside and eat next day. I want to eat fresh. So my food right now, if this is my hand, that much ball, that's it. That's my dinner. And that much my lunch even. My lunch, let's say one apple and one pear, little bit of nuts. That's it. That's my lunch. And I can go for with that two thing for next 8 hours. No problem.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is what happened. The quantity of the food went down, but the energy level gone up. So what I'm trying to say that before we used to eat, I used to eat more, but more important is not what you eating or how much you are eating, how much you are absorbing. Your body is absorbing how much, because if you eat and you don't absorb, is next day go out of your body, and that's it. There is nothing you are gaining out of it. You ate, you didn't even digest it. It is gone out of your body without any benefit. Just you ate to make you feel that you ate something. So my now equation change: eating less, giving more energy, clean energy, better energy, no side effect, and it gives me much more freedom, because I don't have to worry about, let's say, if you send me anywhere today, anywhere in the world, I can survive without having my food on my bag, anything, because I go anywhere, I can find one apple,
Sure.
I can find one banana, and that will take me 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, no problem.
So walk me through like a day in the life. Give me like a menu, like, maybe.
Yeah, you already kind of hinted. It sounds like you're having only 2 meals a day.
Man, I listen, I love apples, but I don't know if I can do it like, Yeah.
It
So
is hard.
what's a day look like? Let's walk
My
through
day
that.
start with my green tea in
Okay.
the morning. And okay, now green tea is
Love
not
it.
raw; it is cooked.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey man,
We're
you
off to a
drinking
bad
that?
start.
You drinking that cold? Is that a a cold
So
brew
a lot of
tea?
people say that, but it is not a food. It is a beverage. It is your drink. It is you cannot fill up your body with the green tea 5, 7, 10 times.
I've
No,
tried though
it is
a
the
few
one.
times.
So this is I had a habit. I used to drink 5, 6 cup of coffee every day. Every day, 5, 6. When I was doing long back the business, a whole day I was drinking coffee to stay energetic, to stay awake. But I don't know what happened. I quit just listening to the body. I quit the coffee and then started green tea. So my day start with the green tea. I used to eat when I started raw food. I used to eat granola bar. I was thinking granola bar is healthy, this, that. But then I realized after 8 months, 1 year, that this is not raw. This is processed food.
Yeah.
So I stopped it and I started eating almond and walnut with the green tea. So that's
Okay.
my breakfast.
All right.
Then around 9, 10 o'clock, you go out for work, one banana. I used to eat earlier when I started 2 banana. That also big banana because I was hungry. But as years pass by, and now I am not that hungry, then from 2 banana it become 1 banana. From 1 banana right now, I cannot make half. So I'm buying those red bananas, which is
Yeah, the
small.
smaller ones.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's more than enough for me. So my quantity is decreasing. Now, after eating that banana around 9 o'clock, going to the work, around 1 o'clock, again, whatever fruit available in season. I don't buy any
Yeah,
frozen or
this
any
lifestyle
can.
leads you to eat seasonally a lot more
Correct.
intentionally. for sure.
And I would 100%, regardless of what what the outcome is, whether you're cooking it or not, I definitely think we need to be doing more of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it gives you variety of the food, and coincidentally, I'm blessed that I in my backyard I have 30 fruit tree, so whatever
Wow.
fruit it
Seems on
gives
brand
me.
for a dude like you. Yeah,
I mean,
orchard
like
in my
you're
backyard.
pretty much removing yourself almost from the consumer aspect
Yeah.
of food.
No, still I have to buy from market. I
Yeah.
go and sometimes right now winter all fruits are gone. Only some lemon and stuffs are there.
Yeah.
But so lunch, couple of fruits, and maybe nuts if I'm hungry. If not, I don't eat. And because it's the lunch time, I have to eat lunch. Is not like that. And because in my lunch bag there is a 2 fruit, I have to eat both. I don't do that. If I am hungry only for one, I eat only one. If I am not hungry at all, I will bring back that lunch bag as is. So that happened many times. So it is not. I'm not slave of watch or clock. I'm not going as per the time. I'm going. If I'm hungry, I am going to eat. If I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. So that's the lunch. Then coming back to home, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whenever I come home, I eat vegetable. And vegetable means, let's say, raw sweet potato, broccoli, avocado, regular potato, whatever in a season available fresh. I eat those things.
A
And
raw
it's not
potato
just
and a raw sweet potato sound awful. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I mean, that sounds
No,
pretty
that-
rough.
Like,
so here is the thing.
Right.
Here is the thing. How I make it. I chop it off, and then to make it much more delicious, I put in there homemade salsa. I put the hot sauce. Name in Indian language is chutney. Chutney is the
Okay,
hot
yeah.
sauce. Is the homemade cilantro, green pepper and stuff. And then I put black vinegar, little bit of yeast flakes, which very good for health, B12. Most of the vegetarian and vegan people have B12 deficiency.
I was going to
also
ask you about
start.
B12 and D in a minute, but I'm glad you're getting there. Yeah, I definitely was curious about that as well.
So I'm not saying that it is going to give you, because our lifestyle is like that. We are not going in sun too much. We start in a day and we go in a car and then office and in the house or whatever. So
Oh, I'm a
D3
crazy
is
person about vitamin D, dude. Like I'm like irrationally, like
yeah. So
I'm with you there.
yeah, we need all those stuff, but we are getting it. Most of the thing we are getting from fruits, vegetable, and nuts. And if there is some deficiency like B12, D3, you take supplement and ask doctor. You do the blood test, and it is not that rocket science. If your doctor says it's fine, it's fine. If not, take
So what
it.
are you
There's
using for
no.
B12? Like you said, flax. Are you using things like nutritional yeast, flax? I mean, like what are we doing to
But
kind
it
of
is
keep
not
that going?
giving. I used to. I was using that, but it is not giving enough B12. I just started B12. My last blood work, because every time when I run marathon, I go to doctor and ask them to check my body.
That makes sense.
So
Makes sense.
he
Yeah.
he said B12 is this time came out low, and he prescribed. He said, okay, not prescribe, even get anywhere from off the shelf uh, any B12. And so I had another doctor friend. He recommended this one, and I just started eating, taking that just last
Are
10
you
days.
concerned if that's like a vegan source? Or are you less worried about that because you're low and you need
No,
to
I'm
supplement?
not. I'm no, all vegetarian people going to have B12 deficiency,
Yeah, yeah,
regardless what they
yeah.
are. It is, yeah. So B12 is coming only from the animal source, and used to, let's say. So I had this discussion with my other doctor friend, not my medical doctor,
Mm-hmm.
but he I explained it before. Let's say if you eat everything the way original, then maybe you're not going to have that B12 deficiency. And he asked, how so? I said, let's say if you take the apple from the tree, it's not wax, it's not, with hot water, but nothing. You are eating in natural form. And
Mm-hmm.
day after day, you are eating. There is the micro life on the skin. You are eating it. And those gives you B12. So those are the thing which I thought, and we are losing it. And all the right now what you buy from market, everything
Mm-hmm.
is kind of cleaned in a plastic bag or these that.
Right.
So it is all the micro life is gone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
other. I guess the other question I was going to get to was like how purist do you have to be in this? I know there's shades of gray, but to your point, or at least I think at least around your point is an apple wrapped in like cellophane who lived on in a box for a year while it was being
Mm-hmm.
shipped all over the country, different than going to your backyard and plunk it off an apple, right? Like, so I mean, do you kind of like have to track all that layer of this complexity as well? Or I mean, you're in
No,
LA.
the thing is, as I said, I'm not doing this to prove myself. I'm not doing this to be a
Mm-hmm.
fanatic kind of person. No, I'm doing this for my benefit, and
Sure.
I make my own rule. I
And,
no
and I'm
I some
assuming if some point you saw your needs change, you would adapt, right?
I'm
Like taking
open
the
to do.
B12. Yeah.
I- I'm open to do that. Definitely. That's why I said, I'm not here to prove myself, and I'm not here to prove somebody's wrong. Here, I'm trying to see that my body functions well. Especially when I see these now, after 60, 70, people become like useless people in the
Yeah.
world. They themselves is life is miserable. They cannot get up, they cannot go down, they cannot do certain things. Now they are like a burden on the family, or their spouse or whatever, is like. And they themselves are not enjoying the life that good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that is what I want to avoid it. Now, there is no guarantee. I may fall sick and maybe I will. So, what right now doing it, I'm doing my best to avoid that. So, let's say instead, maybe 3 year of those misery, maybe I will go with the 3 day of or
Yeah,
3 week
yeah, yeah.
of misery.
Yeah.
So, if I minimize that problem, that is my goal. Is because the way I'm seeing it, old age people, they're, I mean, unbelievable. And my age, my friend, all we went to school
Yeah.
together.
They're probably
Yeah.
looking a
And
little different than you, huh? Feeling a
they
little
are
different
a
than you.
lot different. They cannot now do this. They cannot, or they cannot take staircase because what? We change the knee replacement. Oh wow! They
Hmm.
forget about running marathon. They cannot run 100 meter.
No,
Huh.
and that's like actually one of those that we just recently talked about this on the show too. Is like, you know, we're both right around 50, and you're starting to see it. 50 is when the splinters start to happen, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you do definitely see a difference in like what happened to you.
yeah,
Like I
you
hate to
got,
word it that way, but there is a how come you don't look like me?
and I think that,
you
I
know,
mean,
you know, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, you know.
and listen, actually, I'm not at all anything like what you're doing, but like if you look at me compared to a lot of my friends, I'm like the crunchy hippie freak in the room because I'm like, well, I don't want this or I don't want that, and I do want this or don't want that. It is interesting to me, even though all I'm saying is I don't want sweetened iced tea. Like, I mean, this is not like, we're not talking about any like food things, but people are like, oh, what, you too good for sweetened iced tea? I'm like, yeah, it tastes like shit. And afterwards, I'm
There's
going
a
to
ton
feel
of
like
sugar,
shit.
yeah, and I feel horrible,
And
yeah.
I feel horrible after it. And they're like, yeah, but it's fun. You know, it's almost like it's my God-given right to drink sweetened iced tea, motherfucker. And how dare you tell me I can't have my sweetened fucking tea, you know? And it's like, it's weird how like weird people get about this topic, right? Like,
But you know, I mean, but like I think, you know, when you first came on, you were kind of pointing out at this, like what we eat is so tied to our culture, even regionally, right? You know, and God, sweet tea is even different than regular iced tea, which is like 10 times sweeter, you know?
Yeah.
In Indian culture, if you go to any party, whether it is a wedding party or birthday party, any party, you go and you come home, and let's say any family member, they are going to ask you first question, how was the food?
Yeah. So Indians
Like-
must also be Italian because that's exactly what I would get.
Every how was the food?
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you say food was good, the party was excellent.
They're like,
If
I don't
the
care how the
food
party
was
was. The food
lousy,
is good. We're good.
yeah. So
Yeah.
this is the culture, and this, if you go to, let's say, just socializing, if you go to somebody's house, in Indian house, they are going to start offering you, eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that, and if you say no, they feel bad.
Oh, we
Yeah.
had a
They feel
joke.
bad that they are offering you with the love and
Right,
affection,
right.
and you are not, you are rejecting it. So this is the culture, and I know this very well, you know, and it's like sometimes it's may bring some conflict, but now people knows me, that they knows that, hey, this guy is not going to budge even 1 inch.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't even try.
Right. Yeah, no, I can see, definitely get that energy from you for sure. Like, hey, listen, man, I'm not here to change your mind, but don't fuck with me either. You know, like, like, hey,
But you know, like honestly, Matt, this is probably the most level-headed conversation I've had with anybody about a different diet, let's say, right? You know, because I can bank, and I think we've actually had some carnivore guests on,
we've had a carnivore guest,
and their
who's-
energy coming at you is
Oh.
like, this is the way it's done,
The
and you're
fucking
like, hey,
freight
look,
train.
this works for me, and look at my blood work, and you know, it's very different.
Blood work is one thing, okay, and temporary. Let's say a lot of people right now doing a lot of stuff, you know, and they may get benefit for 4 years, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But what about long run? Then what about 10 years and 15 and 25 years?
Yeah.
So those things are people are not looking at it, and they are just like they try to become ignorant, and they, I don't want to see that. Forget it.
yeah,
The
but a
10 years, 15
CrossFit
years.
WOD isn't for 25 years from now. It's for like, I'm going to do this. And
But I think that's also like a you know, we as humans, I think we cash into trends so much.
Well,
you
that's
know?
what I'm saying,
What
like
I thought was healthy 10 years ago is not what I think now, you know?
No, the thing is I see these two things very important. One is the politics,
Sure.
and second is your government. So whatever, I mean, it's not only everywhere, okay, not in
Yeah.
US. what they do, okay, when we had a war, and at that time, the meat was not easily available, because we wanted to send it to the
The
army,
troops. Yeah, yeah.
right? Okay, now, so what they did, okay, start eating organs. So organ become automatically is like delicacy. Before, organ the people used to throw away.
Hmm.
Okay, now liver and these and that, and oh, it's delicacy. Okay, so whatever government wants to do, let's say in India, government wants to promote dairy. It's a huge business. They don't want to talk anything bad about dairy. If you talk bad about dairy, they will they'll start bombarding.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is how it works. So I understand that this is the whole eating culture is nothing but the business. It's a
Yeah.
business. Corporation creates this as a new thing. Whatever you may create it, and then it comes in a normal lifestyle, and it becomes the norm, and nobody
Sure. Yeah,
have
yeah.
dare to question it. And that is the reason I don't want to bring from top to bottom. I want to go from bottom to top. So I'm not trying to convince any doctors, any nutritionist, anybody who says, oh, la, 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 okay,
Mhm.
thank you, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to fight with you. I'm not in combative. You said that, Tom, that some other guest, because their mind is to go in argument with you, and they
Mhm.
want to win it. My mind is not there. I tell people, my wife is not raw food, and
Yeah.
it's not that, and I have my kids are not that. So
Mhm.
what? It's their life. They are all adult. They have freedom to do what they want to do. I am not here to enforce my ideology on anybody. If somebody wants to accept it, is different story. Now, I had a friend, followers. She is the wife of cardiologist. Her husband is cardiologist in house, and she says, you know what, I better believe you.
That's
and
Well,
funny.
and
you're not saying anything crazy. I don't think the foods that you are eating, and I think as a whole, when we talk about diet, the more we moved away from processed, the more we get away to more natural things. And I completely see the point. What is more natural than something
that,
that I literally picked off a tree or something
Yeah.
that I cut out of my garden? So that's not a crazy statement, right? I understand why people see that as crazy, because they choose not to do that, or they can't frame that around, like wrap their mind around it. But I mean, you're not saying anything inflammatory, and clearly you're not, like, as you said, not confrontational about it either.
I
no,
think it's
not at
funny
all.
now how
Yeah.
passionate people get though. Like when I lost a bunch of
So
weight
the
years
thing
ago.
is, why they do this? Okay, this is a cult mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
If
Mm-hmm.
if they are in one cult, and so another cult is automatically their
Yeah,
enemy.
your cult's crazy. Mine's the right one.
My
Yeah.
cult is crazy, and I'm alone.
yeah. Yeah.
So I have some people follow, but I'm not counting on them. I don't want their help to promote me or talk about me. No, you, if you like it, do it. Be happy, be healthy, and live your life.
Yeah, but
my
like
my
oh, go ahead, sorry.
my whole goal is to create awareness about the raw food. And if people, when we have dialogue, when we have discussion, then things comes up very clearly. In argument, you just, you don't, nothing, nobody can achieve anything. In the
Sure.
dialogue, you is like, okay, we are discussing, and I have open mind. You tell me this is wrong, and I will accept it. This is wrong. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm a businessman. But I have, thank God, it's like I like to ask question why, and that why gave me strength to see the truth. And when I see the truth, I go deeper and deeper and deeper, and then I realize. And so the one analogy, one reason I gave you about the government, I say this is nobody's fault. This is not human's fault. I mean, this is society. When they go to school, they learn. We are speaking right now English. English is my fourth language. Okay, if I
God
if I
damn
start,
America. Like, why are we so dumb?
You're not making anyone feel any better here.
Yeah. This is my fourth language, you idiots.
By the way, I have a completely clean diet.
no. What I'm trying to say is we learn from the school and from our family and society, and then we keep it with us. Whatever we learn. Now there is nobody have that guts to challenge it, or at least ask why. So a lot of people, how can you eat raw potato or raw sweet potato? I ask them, why
I had
not?
that same question today, sir.
Yeah. So
Like-
let's say, how can you eat carrot, raw carrot? If you can eat raw carrot, why you cannot eat raw potato? I tell them, you know why we are not eating? Because your mom and my mom and their mom and their mom and their mom, they never taught us to eat raw potato. If they would have taught us, we would have not asked this question.
Sure.
So we are blindly following the things which is said by other people, and they are our loved one. They are not our enemy. Your mother or my mother, whatever they taught us out of their love and affection, but doesn't mean that gives the validity to that matter, that is the fact.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's totally true. I mean,
Yeah.
I lost weight a bunch of years ago, and the first thing people would say to me, and like almost everybody said, "What, are you going to never eat bread again?" Like somehow bread was tied to like all forms of weight loss. And then I thought about it. I thought about it. I'm like, and I would my response became, well, I have no plans to cut out bread, but like if I did, who cares?
And how does it hurt anybody else?
Is this like the thing that you're worried about? Is my bread habits? Like, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, and so I hear what you're saying. Like, people do get weirdly associated with these things, and I've never thought about it through the lens that, yeah, you know what, man, I cook food the same way my parents taught me. I mean, we have YouTube now, so maybe we have a little broader perspective.
Maybe a couple more meals to your repertoire there.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. I mean, in fact, actually, I had a teacher in grammar school. This is funny. I forgot about this story. She cut her pot roasts in half and cooked them in 2 baking trays. And her mom came to her house for a holiday one time and saw her doing this. And her mom goes, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you cutting?" She goes, "That's how you cooked a pot roast." And her mom was like, starts laughing hysterically. She goes,
"That's what fit in the oven."
It's what fit in the oven. Like, she goes, we had a small oven. We had to cook the roast twice. And she goes, "I can't believe you do that." She goes, "Mom, I've been doing that my whole life." She's like
that's not applying the rationality, not applying the correct what is the reason behind it. What somebody did it, maybe some other reason, and we just blindly follow it. That's not the rational mind.
No,
that's not yeah. So I just the reason I started this because of my rational mind. That's what I can say. Okay, I have that habit of asking everything. What is this and what is that and what is this and what is that? That gave me courage to check the reality, whatever it is, go into deep and find out. Now, anything, if you once you find out this is, and you research it, and I tell people nowadays it's so good. You ask Dr. Google, and Dr. Google will tell you, or AI, and still don't accept it. I said, anything that can you re-verify. And then once you research it and you re-verify, that becomes the concrete truth for you. Instead, somebody else tell you, or you read some book, or that's nothing. It's somebody's truth, not your truth.
Yeah, so that's interesting, and I also think it's funny that you've used the word a couple of times, but it's standing out. You said, this gives me the courage to do that, and it's an interesting perspective because, like, on the face of it, I mean, Tom and I started a show because we were curious about stuff. I wouldn't call that courage. I think for me personally, this is just like an obsessive compulsive need
Yeah,
to like
well-
ask better questions. But if you look at it more broadly, it kind of is, because like no one around us, no one around you is asking these questions to anybody. Like
Yeah.
they're just sort of like trodden along. And I think in a way it does take courage to listen to your idiot friend ask you if you're never going to eat a hamburger again. You know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know, it feels in like an odd thing, but it shouldn't be. Like, you know what I mean? I just never thought about it through that lens.
That's true. The once you accept your lifestyle, then that is, you made the rules, and whatever you want to do, this is your life. You own your life. You are responsible to handle your life. Doesn't matter. Your parents were there, till you are minor, but once you become adult, it's your responsibility. Now, as we go further, if once I saw that this is the beneficial to me, and I want to give this legacy to the world, not to my family member, I'm not looking for one particular community, because I am right now cult of one. And I want to see that some more like-minded people come across. And there are some coming, and they're trying to figure out. Now if you see right now, do you know, just this is a question, not a tricky question, and not to is to check your intelligence, is not like, do you know from where our body gets the cholesterol?
Our liver.
No, but okay, so, and which food you eat, you get cholesterol?
Animal
From
fats.
outside. Our body produces cholesterol, that's different story, but from which food?
Yeah, I think it's just an animal protein thing.
Animal protein, fat, yeah.
So most of my son, he's a NASA engineer. My daughter-in-law, she is a CPA. My another son is a physiotherapist. When I discussed this, and they were not knowing this, that a human get cholesterol only and only from animal product. No vegetarian plant-based product have zero cholesterol. Zero. I mean, you eat 1 kilo of 2 pound of let's say almond or cashew, zero cholesterol.
So I was going to actually ask you about nuts, like because I mean, I know I eat a lot of nuts, like, but I'm not raw, obviously, but I eat a lot of peanuts. I eat a lot of Brazil nuts. And they do have high fat content. I've never actually checked into the cholesterol side, so I honestly don't have any idea. But
zero cholesterol, plant-based. Don't worry about cholesterol, but that can give you, if you eat a lot of the nuts, it can make your fatty liver, and that is the issue.
Yeah, it's a different kind of fat. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Right. But that fatty liver, my liver enzyme was 40 in 2009. Okay, as I year passes by, it should go further, 40 to 50. What happened? Instead going 50, last year my enzyme at 25, in 2025, my enzyme was 21.
Wow.
And they said if you have 30, it is excellent. That's what the number says. What does it say? It's like, because of that liver, my skin is better. Your skin is directly reflection of your liver. Once anybody sees your skin and they say, your liver is in not good shape, because liver is the filter, filtering all the toxins are filtered, and now it's in such a bad shape. It's like your the filter, the oil filter in your car it's not good. You have to keep changing. You cannot keep changing here liver. So instead aging, it's supposed to go bad. Instead I reversed it. So this is all because of the raw food. This is 16 years of raw food gave me from 40 to 21. It is 52% increase. I mean, improvement is phenomenal. It is something which is not easily one can do it.
Yeah, that's it's funny because food science really interests me because this is one of those things that us dumb humans, not Americans, but also Americans, but dumb humans forgot. Like, I feel like there's so much intelligence in just eating just straight up. I mean, my body responds well. If I eat like just clean for a day, like one day, 24 hours, I'm not talking raw. I'm just saying clean, right? No granola bars, no sugar, and I just keep it clean. I feel like $1 bazillion the next day. Like never. I don't do that very often because I'm busy and I take shortcuts and I grab a granola bar once a day, probably because I'm on the run somewhere, right? Not that the granola bar tanks it, but like I am very aware of the micro fluctuations in my body and I feel different. Like, it's not catastrophic, but it's different, right? And so I hear you, that knowledge, I feel like we just forgot, but we do know, like when I dial into it, I know. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I know exactly, putting that granola bar in my mouth, I'm like, yeah, this isn't really the best choice, but it's a choice for right now. But it's not going to be as good. I don't know. Tom, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like there's like this, like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, like I'm not a huge fan of like juice cleanses and things like that, but I've done a 3-day one and immediately after felt better. Did we just lose him?
I think we did. Hold on.
Oh shit.